my motto is that if I'm standing to order my food, I shouldn't be tipping.
Alberta, along with Saskatchewan, has the lowest minimum wage in the country. But is this adding more pressure for you to tip? Between coffee and fast food items, some Calgarians think the city's tipping culture is getting out of hand.
I think what's getting out of hand is that the tip culture is replacing the adequate wage culture. Pay your employees a living wage, and tips should be optional.
The current minimum wage in Alberta is $15 an hour, and the constant reminder to tip is making some Calgarians uncomfortable, even if it may relieve the pressure for those in the service industry.
I think it's a little bit of pressure. I think we do need to increase that small pay.
Some Calgarians think tipping should only be required at restaurants and not be an option for other services.
If I'm sitting in a restaurant, for example, and somebody's serving me, I believe that's when you'd be tipping.
Almost don't think it's appropriate that we should start off with a 15% for a fast food. Like typically I always thought that when people cater to you at a table when they're going out of their way, and that would deserve a tip. But when they're behind the counter doing a job, maybe a 10% tip, but not higher.
It depends on like the meal, because if you have a really big meal, then I feel like you should. But if it's a small meal, like small to-go meal, then not really.
Others think if it's good service, you should be obligated to tip no matter what the establishment is.
I do believe in tipping, so if there's a few bucks left over from, a 10, if it's 8 something, I'll just say keep the change.
On Tuesday, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Prince Edward Island increased their minimum wage. And the bartender at Bank & Barron says Alberta should have followed suit.
I really think like everywhere in Canada should increase according to the living expenses where you are. And I think here in Calgary, in Alberta especially, everything has gone up. So it should go up accordingly.
Alberta hasn't increased their minimum wage since 2018. In Calgary, Margot Rubin, City News.